Welcome to LearnDutch.org's typical Dutch vocabulary. Today we are going to talk about Delft's Blauw. In English, Delft Blue, Delftware or Delft pottery. The most favorite Dutch souvenir. I tell you all you need to know about this Dutch porcelain and related vocabulary. Am I an expert? No, but we are so lucky with Vanessa. She is a professional guide in Delft and worked many years in the Royal Delft Pottery Factory. She provided the pictures and wrote the text of this lesson. Delft is a city in South Holland. It is located here, close to The Hague. It has a lovely typical Dutch historic city centre, and Delft is the city of Delft's Blauw. Delftware or Delft Blue is world famous. It dates from the 17th century when a lot of ships of the VOC, the Dutch East India Company, the Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie, went to Asia and brought back all kinds of luxury goods, such as Chinese porcelain. In Dutch, porselein. The VOC was the first multinational company in the world. And still today we have the word VOC mentaliteit, VOC mentality, which is the typical behavior of Dutch people to go around the world and to trade and start businesses literally everywhere. The VOC first used the Chinaware during the import as ballast on the ships, but soon it became their main trading activity. Unfortunately, a war in China stopped the import. No longer rich people could fill their tables and closets with this precious Chinese porcelain. But in Holland, business is business, and so in Delft, earthenware factories started to copy the Chinese porcelain with Dutch clay. Yes, you hear it right, we copied Chinese products. So don't blame the Chinese now for copying our technologies. The Dutch word for earthenware is aardewerk. The Delft earthenware copy looked so much like porcelain, people called it soon Porcelain of Delft. More than 30 earthenware factories were established in the center of Delft. At first, the Chinese decorations were copied, but after a while there was a demand for windmills, Dutch landscapes and other typical Dutch decorations. And also, Delft Blue tiles, tegels, were very wanted in those days. All kinds of images were painted on these tiles. The tiles were used in the kitchen, the hallway and the fireplace, ideal for the Dutch housewife. Why? Because they were easy to clean. Today, the Delft Blue tiles are still very popular. As a collector item or with a typical Dutch saying, like here, Oost-West thuis best. In lesson 6 of our 250 Dutch proverbs lesson, you can find what it means. And we have a special word for sayings, quotes and aphorisms that appear on tiles. Tegeltjeswijsheid, literally translated as tile wisdom. Although the blue is the most popular color, other colors were produced as well, like Delft red, Delft green and even Delft white. Of all the 17th century earthenware factories, there is only one left, the porseleinen fles, the porcelain bottle, also named Royal Delft. Since 1653, they produce hand-painted Delft Blue products in an authentic way. The process starts with the clay, which is poured in a special pre-shaped mold. This plaster mold absorbs the water from the clay. When the mold is emptied, a remaining layer of clay stays behind in the mold. That layer becomes the object. When completely dry, it is taken out of the mold and smoothed with a sponge and knife. And then the object is fired at 1200 degrees Celsius. When taken out of the kiln, it is finally ready to paint. Only after 10 years of study, a master painter can do this job. They only work with 2 brushes, water and black paint. Black? Yes, black. When the product is completely painted and provided with the company's logo and the initials of the painter, it is glazed and fired for the second time. And during this process, the real magic happens. The black paint becomes blue. Delft blue. After 300 years, Delft blue is still very popular. In every Dutch household you will find probably something with these famous colors. Maybe in an original way like the old plate from Grandma, and maybe in a modern way like a small Delft blue house from a famous Dutch airline. For 95 years, the KLM distributes the small houses filled with liquor in business class. These houses are replicas from real existing houses and collected by many people. Most of these existing houses are built in the 17th century, the Dutch Golden Age where there was no boundary for mercantilism. And it was thanks to this Dutch mercantilism that Delft blue became such a typical Dutch product. Want to know more about Delft? I recommend you to visit it. I spent myself a weekend there last month. Delft has a very rich history, and not only Delft blue. It is the city of the famous painter Johannes Vermeer. And the Dutch father of the fatherland, Willem van Oranje, lived here and was murdered here. And so much more to discover. Vanessa is someone who can guide you around.
Hello, I am Vanessa. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm a professional guide in one of the most beautiful cities in the Netherlands, Delft. Do you want to be guided around? Feel free to contact me. You can find my details here. Hope to see you soon.
If you liked the video and you want me to cooperate more often with real professionals like Vanessa to create these type of video lessons, then please give a thumb up in YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the LearnDutch.org YouTube channel for weekly new videos to learn Dutch. See you there.